It took me about 6 months from being a camera noob with some video editing skills to get to a point where a company paid me $3,000 to shoot a video for them. Actually 2 videos to be fair, and I shot those videos on a $1,000 camera, the Panasonic G85. So in this video I want to tell you the real truth and give some practical tips on how to get there this quick. Yo, what's up, Pascal here. I hope you're doing well, and if you're watching this video, you're likely in a situation where I've been a few years ago. You love to shoot videos, but they're just not good enough so that businesses would actually pay you to do so, and that's why you never get the opportunity to do that. And to be brutally honest, yes, you can get to that level in a very short amount of time, but it needs a lot of hard work and dedication, so this is not a get-rich-quick video or something like that. And I would say the most important thing at first is to have a very strong why, because if you have a strong why, if you really passionate about it, then you have enough energy to really put all your time and effort into making that happen. So let me know in the comments below, what is your why? Why do you love to shoot videos, and why do you want to do it for businesses? It's really interesting to hear different people's views about that. So having a strong why is definitely important, but that's not what this video is about. I want to give you a practical guide of 4 steps that you can follow to make it happen for yourself. Can take 6 months, can take 9 months, maybe if you have luck it also takes 4 months. It really depends on yourself and your individual situation, of course. And the first tip is something that I did unintentionally when I started producing my first YouTube video. So it was more the intention to just share my travel stories there. But what I told myself when I got serious about having a YouTube channel was to publish at least 1 video per week. And this is the first step here. Really set a challenge for yourself to publish at least 1 video per week. That mustn't be a long video. It mustn't be multiple minutes long. It can be that you only have a 30-second video on Instagram or something like that. Or if you really don't have much time, you can also publish just a few Instagram clips over the week, just whenever you have time, and maybe at the end of the month or so, when you find a bit more time, you make a video out of that or something like that. But the most important thing is to really be consistent, to go out consistently, to capture beautiful shots, and to also sit in front of your computer and edit that on a weekly basis, because that's the only way basically how you can improve, because you always have something to work with. You see the current status, then you know where to improve, and you learn the things that you need to go to the next level. So you see, for example, oh, I need to improve my color grading a little bit, or here, yeah, like the visual storytelling was not that good, my framing wasn't good, or anything like that, or maybe there I could have used a transition or whatever. Like whatever it is, like every time when you edit a video, you figure out something that you can do better, and that's why you get better from week to week. Now the important thing here is to really stick to the schedule, is to make time every week. And there I can only say, yes, it is hard, it depends on your individual situation, but generally most people spend way too much time in front of the TV or with their smartphones or whatever. I actually recently deleted the Facebook app. I'm still on Facebook, don't get that wrong here, but I deleted the app, and I actually installed an app that blocks the Facebook feed in my Safari browser so that I spend far less time on Facebook. That alone can actually make a huge difference and free up a lot of time for you that you can spend producing videos. So if you think, oh, I don't have enough time for doing so, think twice, you likely have. And the second step might sound a bit scary to some of you guys, but that's okay. And that step is to publish every single video that you produce. Now, to make it a bit less scary for you, you can always delete your video afterwards. So if there's really way too much hate going on in the comments or so on, that's totally fine. Just press the delete button if it's really too much and you get rid of that. But from my own experience, it's by far not as bad as you imagine. Like there are usually some people that probably have a bad life, like their girlfriend broke up, but you don't need to care about those people. Just delete those comments and it's fine. That's how I handled that, and it's really not that much. It's maybe 1% or less. So don't be scared of that. And the reason why I tell you to do that is because you have to get used to publishing your content or bringing your content in front of the eyes of other people, because that is a scary part. And you also need the feedback from other people, because if you only show your videos to friends and family, they will always say that your videos are good, because because they want to be nice to you. But this is not honest feedback. You need honest feedback from people that don't care about you. This is so important, because the people that will finally see your videos when you produce videos for companies, they also don't care about you. The company cares about if the video gets them sales or not. So getting feedback only from friends and family is definitely not a good way to do, and that's why it's important to bring your work in front of the eyes of more people. And regarding social media platforms that you should use for publishing to get started with is definitely YouTube and Instagram. So that's good to get your work in front of the eyes of new people. But what I also recommend, especially later if you get a bit better, is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is actually very good for video growth. I know multiple people that had huge success on it. It's a lot better for fast growth and or getting clients fast than Facebook, for example. And that alone, bringing your videos in front of the eyes of other people, can already lead to your first paid jobs. And step 3 is a lot less scary, because that only affects you, and that is to improve your video every single week. And I already talked a bit about that in the first step, but I really want to point out here to really take notes or have a diary or something like that, where you really write down what you can improve in every video before you create it. So let's say you created a video in the first week, then write the day before you want to record the next video. Really watch the video again, then watch some similar videos on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, and ask yourself, what can I do better? And make a list of the points that you think you can improve. You can also spend the evening before watching some YouTube tutorials or online courses about that help you a little bit to get new ideas into your brain to really improve it. And then the next day you go out with your list and you try to intentionally make it better. And really, I would say the word intentionally is very important, because what makes a professional video creator and photographer is the ability to do something or to get a certain shot intentionally. Like, of course, when you're outside, you can't influence the weather and stuff like that, but you can recreate pretty much every shot to a certain degree. And the better you get as a professional, the more you know when you see a shot, how it's done, and then you can recreate this shot. And getting this ability is very important. So by really watching your own videos and then comparing that to others and making notes, that can help you a lot to get better. And I'm actually doing that with YouTube. I did that in the beginning, and I'm still doing that. Sometimes I watch some big creators when I want to do something or when I want to improve something, and I really write down stuff. I sometimes even import footage from YouTube from them in Final Cut and use my scopes or whatever to see what they did with the color grading, etc. So that never stops. I still do that. And the fourth step happens when your videos are on a level where people that don't know you actually say, wow, your videos are great. So when your videos are basically good enough to charge for them, and it is usually a bit earlier than you think, because you always undervalue your own work. That's something that we all have in us, I would say. And that is to simply bring your videos in front of the eyes of more people. So how do you do that? I already mentioned LinkedIn a bit earlier, and LinkedIn is really good. I actually planned LinkedIn for lead generation at the beginning of the year, before all this Corona stuff started there. I wanted to set up a new agency to produce travel videos for companies in the tourism niche, but obviously because of the current situation, that's not really possible anymore, at least very hard, so I stopped doing that. But from previous experience that I also have with my web design business, LinkedIn is really good to reach out to companies and to get new contacts that potentially become your customers or that you can collaborate with in other ways. So that's a great platform. And actually multiple of my friends, they published some oftentimes really bad, made just some talking head videos on LinkedIn talking about their business, whatever they do, and they got new business opportunities from doing so. So LinkedIn, at least at the moment, seems to be a really good platform to do so. And the other thing, of course, is that something that you can do to get your video work in front of the eyes of more people is to simply shoot for people. So if you shoot for a friend, for example, that does a certain sport or that has a certain job, maybe that's self-employed, and you shoot a video for free for him, just for fun, maybe a 30-second or 1-minute video, then he will share that on his social media channels, and that can lead to new job opportunities. Actually, one time I actually made a video about that. I had a Tinder date, and on this Tinder date, I made a little model shoot with her. She published that on her Facebook, and the next day, the marketing manager from her company called me, and I got another project. impact. So that can actually lead to job opportunities directly, and you should not underestimate it, even if you shoot videos for free. Then of course, these people don't necessarily need to know that you shoot for free. And one other idea, I did not do that by myself, but something that you can do if you live somewhere locally. Like I was traveling all the last few years, so that was a bit complicated for me. But shoot a video about your city and make it really beautiful. Really try to make some certain aspects of your city pop. Maybe also show local people around you, like what are they doing, and maybe weekly markets and so on. So because videos like that get shared in your local community very quickly, and if that video is really good, like spend a lot of time with this video, it's important, then people share that everywhere on social media, and in a pretty short amount of time, especially if you live in smaller cities, then everyone knows you. So that can easily kick your business off and give you a jump start. So, but as mentioned at the beginning of the video, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to do it. But if you're really passionate about video, then you have that, and you're absolutely willing to put in the work and the hours, and then you will be successful. I know that from my own experience, and it was actually the case that everyone told me, oh Pascal, you will never make it, you're just dreaming again. And yeah, today it looks a bit different. So I can only say, don't get unmotivated, even if it gets hard, even if it doesn't work out directly, even if it takes a bit longer. Just keep on pushing and you will make it work over time. And of course, also a good way to become a better video creator fast is to subscribe to this channel, because I publish a tutorial every week and oftentimes even more. So I hope to see you in the next one.